Of course, I'm going live on a Saturday, guys, but it wouldn't be a live stream without some technical issues. I don't know what happened. My phone just randomly decided to freeze, but it's okay because it's beautiful out right now. So let's see if anybody's here. Is anybody here right now? Do you guys even know that I'm live? Hayden's here. Cowboy Swami, Spiel, Walker, Valen is here. Man, things that make sense. What's going on, Taekwondo? Craig, what's going on? Where's everybody from this beautiful morning? It is a gorgeous Saturday morning here in Southern California. I am here with my Vietnamese coffee at the park. Juice Man, shalom, Shabbat shalom. And I'm wearing my gorgeous, hold on, let me flip the camera around. I'm wearing my gorgeous Ocean Crawler Navigator. So let's see where everyone is. Port Vale is behind me. I don't see you, bro. And if you want to fight, bad news. Okay. Netherlands in the house. Nevada, what's going on, David? New York, NYC, Croatia. Heck yeah. Dorset, what's going on, everybody? Germany, Wisconsin, Wales, and Minnesota. What's going on, Andrew? Pereira. KS is wearing a Seiko 5. Dirty jersey, man. Got some dirty jersey in the building. Dean from Portland. What is going on? Of course, Mook Rage has got to be here. And now that Mook Rage is here, we can start the live feed. Okay, guys, so the topic of today is watch community censorship. Now, here's the deal. It's not like Google or anything is cracking down on watch channels. That's not what I'm going to say or complain about. Watch channels are not controversial at all, I don't think. My channel is probably the most controversial. But what's going on, SoCal Entourage? But the issue, and maybe we can have this conversation here, is that for some reason, and I've complained about this before, you're allowed to complain about certain watches, but you're not allowed to complain about other watches, and it's not congruent. All right, so here's the thing. I'm not the most logical person in the world. I'm definitely not the smartest person in the world. You guys know that. But I try to use logic, and I try to make my arguments congruent. And so what upsets me, what bothers me, is there's 1,000 bajillion people that don't like Seiko watches, and that's fine, okay? I will hate you forever for the rest of your life if you tell me you hate Seikos, but it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. I'm kidding, guys. Read what is going on. Spiel is wearing a Tissot Viso Date. Kaiser's in the Philippines. What's going on, bro? Lack is wearing an Orient Mako 2 USA. So here's the deal. I get a lot of people, telling me they don't like Seikos. That's totally cool. That's A-okay. I have no issue with that. What I do have issue with right now is there's 104 people in the live feed right now, and there's only 4 likes. What? Come on, guys. Let's bump those like numbers up. Okay, there's 104 people in here. There's 12 likes now. Okay, it's going up. So let's bump up those likes. Thank you. So okay, you don't like Seiko. That's fine. There's probably billions of people that don't like Seikos. Reed's wearing a Alpinist. Great choice. There's probably a lot of people that don't like Rolex, right? Whenever I make a video about Rolex, people say, oh, they're overpriced. You're just paying for a brand name. They're actually garbage. They are useless. They're Swiss wannabes. It's just all marketing. Excuse me. Okay, so that's fine too. Then you talk about G-Shocks. Okay, again, I think every person should have a G-Shock in their collection, but then you get a ton of people saying, oh, I would never be caught dead in a G-Shock. It's just resin. It's just plastic. That's fine. So there's probably a lot of people that don't like G-Shocks. But then, for some reason, if you ever say that you don't like an Invicta, the world goes effing crazy. What is with this, guys? Come on. What is with this? Why? Why does this always happen? It's so weird. So when I did the live stream, what's going on, Nolan from Atlanta? Let me acknowledge some people here. A lot of people wearing Seikos. That's awesome. Hayden's wearing a 1920s white gold Hamilton, an American-made Hamilton, if I'm not mistaken, in the 1920s. Razor Ron is here. We have someone writing in Korean. I don't know what that says, but I will say annyeonghaseyo. Rolex date just. Good job, Jack. Great choice. Felipe's buying a Patty Turtle. It's a great choice, man. Wristwatch enthusiast from Bulgaria. What is going on, Bulgaria? Frost of Frost from Toronto. And Stephen Hongsberg in SKX. Dope. Sat Fan. Invicta Pro Diver kills Rolex dollar for dollar. I highly disagree. Like, immensely. And maybe we can talk about that in a moment, but hear me out. So, how come I make a video about Rolex, either my Rolex date or my Submariner 16800 or my Bubbleback, whatever. People are incredibly quick to voice their opinions against Rolex. They don't like Rolex whatsoever. Again, the typical arguments against Rolex is that they're overpriced, they're not worth what they are priced, and that it is all marketing. Every watch is overpriced if you're just looking at the materials. First of all, obviously all these luxury products are going to be marked up. Obviously, marketing has to do with any decent business. I am a business consultant focusing on marketing. Marketing is a way of life in business. But if you don't think Invicta also uses these principles, if you also don't think that Invictas could possibly be marked up compared to what they are worth, then you're also kind of lying to yourself. But I keep going on tangents. Here's what I'm getting at, guys. Here's my question for you. How come you're allowed to hate Rolex? How come you can dislike Seiko? And believe me, those are two companies I talk about a lot. So obviously I'm going to get a lot of disagreement, pushback with those companies. That's perfectly fine. But how come you're not allowed to dislike Invicta? That's my question. That is my question. Because one thing that bothers me that I hear a lot about is the last live stream I did with Federico, which was on Thursday. The title was "Your Invicta Still Sucks Because Movements Aren't Everything." And if you tuned in, it was like a 30-minute live stream. If you tuned in, our argument, we were on the same page for this one, was that pretty much Invicta's number one argument, or Invicta fans' number one argument, is that, you know, they use Seiko movements. They use the NH35 movement in some of their watches, so how can it be that bad? It's essentially a Seiko. Well, that's not the case, guys. That isn't the case. Do you know how many micro brands daily, and I'm not bragging, like I'm very fortunate, I'm happy that I get the views and the viewers and subscribers that I do, but do you know how many micro brands daily write to me on my Instagram or on like my email, my YouTube channel? Daily. And I don't put all of them out because a lot of them I don't like that much. But guess what? A lot of them use the Seiko VK Quartz, Mecha Quartz movement, which is a great movement. A lot of them use the NH35. It's gotten to the point where I am surprised when a micro brand doesn't use an NH35. Like, I am blown away. Marco from Croatia, what's going on? And so, just because it has this a decent movement, that's like one part of a watch. And so, I don't think it's a good enough argument to say that just because your watch, you're kind of resting on your laurels there, if that's your argument. Okay, your watch has attained a decent Seiko movement. Like, okay, what else though? We got a super chat. Guys, again, I do not expect these super chats at all. I really do appreciate them because whatever money I accrue in this channel, I use towards the channel. So it's towards making more content for you guys. So you guys rock. Thank you so much. Papa Shark says, can't watch the live stream live today, but have a good one, Jory. Invicta 5 ever. So that's one more than 4 ever. That's 5 ever. Here's what's interesting. Let's see. Stephen Hong, did you have a chance to look at Era? Here's a sneak peek. I've gotten in touch with them. We will be most likely getting an Era watch to review for you guys, but keep that on the down low. Whoever's here right now. Ramiro, what's up? You rock, bro. You rock, bro. Craig, you rock. Andrew, you rock. Himashinu Naik. Sorry, I totally destroyed your name. I really apologize. Your names are very small here. Himanshu. I'm trying here, guys. HMT watches. I don't know anything about them. Patrick Starkley, you better not tell, buddy. Beard noise. I know, guys. My beard hits the microphone. Too bad, so sad. That's kind of like, I wear my watch on my right wrist. I always have that fuzzy microphone. And then when I do a live stream, my beard ruffles the microphone. That's like my thing. Do you know what I mean? That's my thing. Ari from Indonesia. What's going on? Reshki, how do I read these comments? It's so if you guys have ever done a live stream on your mobile, on my iPhone, your comments just kind of float. What's the word? Pan. They pan upwards on the left side of the screen, so I'm able to kind of see them as I talk. And if I don't get to your comments because I'm like thinking about what I'm gonna say. Any favorite something different watches? Yeah, I'm gonna do I always answer questions during these live streams, but let me get to scrolling. Andrew, yes, they scroll. Let me get to. I'm not done with the topic for today. Eli Broder from Israel, Manyanim, brother. Jerry, what's going on? Okay, so here's the deal, guys. A leaf just fell on me. Okay, so here's what's interesting. MOT has been typing in this live stream in only Korean, and then just right now they commented, Cartier sucks. I disagree, but you're totally allowed to have that opinion. Heinrich from Germany, what's going on? Eduardo, hola from Mexican. Are G-Shocks worth the money? Typically, yeah. I mean, my favorite G-Shock of all time is the DW 5600 E1V that costs like 45 bucks, and it is worth every penny. Real quick though, guys, I'm not done with this. More people are showing up. Thank you. And I want to get to the point some more, because I think this is a really valid conversation. Excuse me, the Vietnamese coffee is giving me hiccups. So, okay, why is it that number one, I mean, there's so many different layers that we can like analyze and we can glean from the reactions of these people, but how come, for instance, I'm trying to think, for instance, if I say I don't like an Orient, which I almost never say. I got some pushback when I said I'd rather wear an SKX than an Orient Mako, which is literally personal preference. Orient Mako, Orient Ray, great divers. The Orient Triton, probably going to get one for the channel soon. They make great watches, guys. I would just rather have an SKX. Personal preference. But when I got a little bit of pushback from that. And guys, do you know how many Orient Bambinos I've sold at the Time Teller shop? Like I might be the sole reason Orient is like still in business. I've sold so many Orient watches via my recommendation. Someone's yelling. I don't know if they're yelling at me. They're like, stop live streaming in our park. But what I'm saying is, like, even though I said I'd rather have a Illuminati, when is the Phoebus Mako? It's not a Phoebus Mako. It's a Zelos Mako. And I'm going to announce that today. Give me a break, guys. There's more people are coming in. I want to talk more about this topic. Then I'm going to do kind of the Q&A, answer your questions, and I'm going to talk about the giveaway, because I'm announcing the giveaway tomorrow on my other channel. So you guys got to pay attention to that. Okay, so what I was getting at is, although I personally said that I would rather wear an SKX than an Orient Mako, the people that took that information, they weren't typing like, yo, F you, I hope you kill yourself. Oh, you're poor, you can't afford an Orient Mako, blah, blah, blah. They weren't saying that stuff. Like, the harshest thing someone said was, oh man, well, you know, why don't you borrow mine? I'll send one to you and you can wear it and then tell me if you like it better than the SKX. Like, that was the harshest it got. But for some reason, when I said I don't like Invicta, they make very cheap, ill-fitting, ill-fitment, ill-finished watches that, sure, some of which have a Seiko NH35 movement, people are telling me to literally kill myself. And they're making it sound like I am the Antichrist because I've said that I don't like Invicta. One of the funniest things that I get a lot is people, mind you, all these comments are grossly misspelled. They tell me I'm too poor. They tell me I'm too poor to buy an Invicta. Now, I think, number one, that's really rude and improper to talk about people's, like, socioeconomic status. But do they also understand that Invictas are like 50 bucks? Come on, guys. And also, when I did that video, I was wearing a Seiko Tuna, which, I mean, come on. But, Steven, yeah, the design itself draws a certain crowd. Now, I don't like generalizations like that typically. All I am saying is that if we're analyzing this, it seems that the Invicta crowd is a bit more touchy than other people. Like, dude, do you know how many times a day I get people saying I don't like Seiko? Do you know what I do? I'm like, let's talk about it. That's cool. Different strokes for different folks. Do you know how many people a day tell me my Tuna, which is, again, one of my favorite sports watches, they tell me that it's hideous, it's ugly. I have Seiko lovers that tell me that the Tuna is ugly. Do you know what I say? I'm like, oh yeah, I can totally see that. It's a big watch. It has a really unique shroud on it. That's hideous to some people. I get it. I totally get it. I have people telling me that my Rolex 2940 is hideous. They're like, oh my God, where'd you find that, in a garbage can? I'm like, okay, dude, that's totally fine. That's so cool. Some people hate beards. I get a lot of people commenting, oh, you should shave, you're ugly, blah, 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 blah. That is fine. But for some reason, if I'm like, hey man, the Invicta Pro Divers bracelet, the end links rattle really hard on that thing. People are like, F you! F you and your family! F you and your family right now! No one talks about Invicta this way! That's what they say to me. That's what they say to me. Let me look at some of the comments here, guys. Sorry, I'm ranting, but I figured this is like a good topic to have. Patrick says, the tuna haters are just jelly because they have baby wrists. Well, it's true. It's made for beefy boys like us. Nick, perfect example. Nick says, I love Seiko. I'm not a fan of the Tuna, but Jory pulls it off somehow. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And you don't like Invicta? Totally fine, man. Or, I'm sorry, you don't like the Tuna? Totally fine. See, I have Invicta in my head right now. At Blue Ram 1500, he's in quotations, you don't like what I like? How dare you? Watch preferences are offensive. Seriously, if that's messed up, yeah, okay, he's saying, okay, he's congratulating me for having thick skin, keep being a boss. Well, I appreciate that, guys. Again, I'm not complaining that I get, like, hate mail and I get a lot of hate mail, guys. A lot of incredibly vile things are written to me. I'm not complaining about that because no one's forcing me to put myself out here and interact with you guys. This is on my own accord, so obviously I have to understand like what I'm doing here. But I'm all I'm doing is just piecing things together. For some reason, I don't get these vile comments when I talk, not down, but when I have less than favorable opinions on other watches. But when I have opinions on Invicta, boy, oh boy, it's a trigger. It is a trigger. And so that's why the title of this live stream was Watch Community Censorship. Because, again, you tell a Rolex enthusiast like me, now guys, I have around 5 vintage Rolexes and you haven't seen all of them yet, all right? I do consider myself a Rolex enthusiast. I have even more Seikos, and I consider myself a Seiko enthusiast. But for some reason, you tell a Rolex enthusiast that you don't like Rolex, speaking as a Rolex enthusiast, you just chuckle. You're like, okay, that's totally fine. I get it. You know, like, some people don't like vanilla ice cream. Some people, I love coffee ice cream. Some people don't like coffee ice cream. It blows my mind, but I'm like, okay. What, like, that's totally... Dude, some people like black licorice. I really don't like the taste of black licorice. But I'm not going to, like, tell them to kill themselves because of it. But yeah, and as a Seiko enthusiast, when people tell me that they don't like Seiko, you just chuckle, right? It's like, okay. John Garza, oh my God, this is opening up a can of worms. Some people like pineapple on pizza. Here's what I'm gonna say. If you like pineapple on pizza, you're a serial killer. I'm just kidding. I like pineapple. Okay, this is a tangent. Hear me out, guys. Blame John Garza for this tangent. I like pineapple on pizza, but hear me out. When I eat pizza, I like to eat a lot of pizza, okay? And when pineapple pizzas, like Hawaiian pizzas, I can only eat like 1 or 2 slices. It's like a flavor combination that I can easily get kind of sick of. Whereas like a pepperoni pizza or just like a cheese pizza, boy, I could take down a few of those pies by myself, dog. I am not kidding. I will never get sick of that. But like pineapple pizza, it's a little bit too fancy. It's a fancy flavor. So only like 1 or 2 slices of that. And then I go back to my bread and butter, which is big old pepperoni pizza. Someone said some people like Invictas. Broder said some people like Invictas on pizza. Christian M asks a very interesting question right now. Christian M asks, how many friendships have you formed due to watches? Well, here's the deal, Christian. This is gonna sound kind of cheesy to you guys, but just know that I'm being incredibly sincere. I have about just under, right now, 53,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's all because of watches, man. So roughly, give or take, around 53,000, at least 52,000 friends, new friends that I've made because of watches. Because again, guys, you're not my viewers, you're not my subscribers, you're not my fans. I honestly see you guys as my buddies. You guys are a group of people that I can converse with, share my opinions with, and I don't know. That sounds like friendship to me. So, how many friends have I made solely due to watches? There's around 52,000 of them, and there's almost 200 people here talking to me right now. So, that's my answer. Take it or leave it. Milcom, Jory, have you checked out the Solar Tunas? How do they compare? They're cool. They're solid watches. It's not a tuna for the reason I bought a tuna. I bought a tuna for that 7C46 movement, but It wears like a tuna. It's not as solid feeling because it's a little bit lighter. Like it's a little bit of a less hefty watch. But hey man, easy way to get into a tuna. So if you like the way a tuna looks on your wrist, if you like the way it wears, I think those solar tunas are a great option. Matt says your channel is always fun to watch. Get it. Let's see. Dave says you're a good man. Hey, it's my last name, bro. Jared Packer, what watch would you, my buddy, wear? Well, as you guys know, I wear a lot of watches. I wear a lot of different watches. Right now, I'm wearing my Ocean Crawler Navigator. It's a Saturday morning. It looked like it was going to rain, and it's supposed to rain this week in LA, which is crazy. Looked a little bit overcast this morning, so I wanted to wear a dive watch. And this is sporty, kind of light, very light because it's titanium, so I threw it on. Toby, I'm not your friend, buddy. I'm not your buddy, guy. I'm not your guy, pal. Him and Nate said, he keeps commenting, what about HMT watches? Dude, I don't know anything about HMT watches. Just to make that clear, I'll absolutely do some research. If you guys want to send me some links on things to look at, I will. I don't want to give you my opinion on them because I don't know. I don't know much about HMT watches at all. Broder asks, Daytona or Navitimer? He must be a fairly new subscriber. Not a fan of Daytonas, guys. Unfortunately. I'm sure they're great watches. They're clearly incredibly valuable watches right now. Highly sought after. I'm not taking away from them. I am sick and tired of the modern Daytonas. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them. Navitimer all the way. Navitimer is my answer. I have one. Love it. Don't have a Daytona. But it's just, I'm sick of seeing them. Come on. Gary says, love your content. Keep it up. Thanks, bro. Wouldn't be here without you guys. Fernando from Chile. Watches and beards. Hell yeah, dude. James says, Jory loves swimming in his Navitimer. That's true. Okay, just to clarify, I did not swim in it. I did not swim in it. That thing ended up in the pool, but I was not wearing it. Nicholas, how do you feel about people that call Rolexes Rollies? I know. Call it whatever you want, dude. You can call it whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. That's an old saying. My dad used to say that. Reminds me of my dad. We have a super chat from Cowboy Swami. Thoughts on the Alpina 4? Okay, Alpina makes really, really cool, modern feeling, vintage looking watches. I think they're incredibly solid. I think they're really, really cool. Especially like that super compressor one. I don't think that's the one you're referring to, but really cool modern takes on vintage designs. My hair looks amazing right now at this angle. I don't know why you guys didn't tell me that I should be holding the phone like this, because my hair looks freaking amazing like this. Why didn't you? Come on, guys, we're friends. Why don't you tell me that I look, this is my angle? I just realized that this is my angle. Dang. Guys, there's 200 people in the chat right now, and there's 56 likes. Are you serious? Bump those likes up. Shane Lewis, I can't read that comment, but yeah, I know exactly what you mean, bro. I know exactly what you mean, bro. Andrew, I like it. Ramiro, are you a Rocky fan? What do you mean? Like the movie? Like the movie Rocky? I liked the first one. The new ones, what is the current ones where they're trying to like make it so he's old now and he's trying to like coach that other dude. What's the oh my god, I forgot the new series name. I don't like the current like Rocky Creed. Yep, thank you Jared and Sam and Will. Yeah, the Creed ones. I'm not. Yeah, Stephen Creed. The new Creed series I'm not as big of a fan of, but the originals, heck yeah, really liked those. But I was more of a Rambo dude. To be honest, Rambo, so dope, dude. I'm getting a lot of really good questions. Heinrich asks, what about Sin watches? I really like Sin watches, dude. Sin makes a really nice Navitimer. Sin makes a really nice field watch / pilot watch, the 556. I would rather have an Orient Big Pilot, or Pro Pilot, sorry, Big Pilot, not IWC. I would rather have an Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot, but Sin makes a really solid watch. Reed says, let all the pushback slide off of you. No reason to be bothered by those who are brand conscious. He probably, Reed Gabrowski probably just summed that up better than I could have right now. Because yeah, if you're too caught up on the name on your dial, if you're too caught up on the name that's on the dial of your watch, you might be. I don't want to ever say that you're collecting for the wrong reasons, but this is what I'll say. I don't collect for that reason. I don't really care about the name on the dial. If it's a watch I like, I get it. And that's how you guys should do that too. You guys should wear watches you like. You shouldn't worry about, like, I know Federico makes a bigger deal about, oh, if this watch's size isn't for my wrist, if it's too small for my wrist, then I won't wear it, or if it's too blah, 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 blah. That's where him and I disagree. I mean, dude, I'm a pretty beefy dude, all right? I have bigger wrists, but I wear watches that, I think my bubble back's like 31 millimeters, and I wear that all day. So I'm not too concerned. If I like the watch, I wear it. And same with price. I don't care about the price. Will Clevitt, unless it's an Invicta. Well, here's the thing, guys. I don't like Invicta because I haven't seen anything that I like from them. The day I see an Invicta I want to get, I will get it. I'm not worried about the name. I'm not worried about it being Invicta. If it's something I like and I want to have it, I will have it. For instance, I'm not a huge Orient guy, right? I don't own any Orients. But when I saw the current Orient Triton, I was like, yo, that's a pretty cool watch. I could see myself wearing that. And so then I was looking it up. Maybe I might get one for the channel. I might get one for review, this or that. Like, I don't care that it's an Orient because I'm not against that inherently. But yeah. Brian had a job interview today. Orient Bambino, JCPenney suit, looking rich AF. Love the channel, dude. Thanks, man. I bet you looked pretty sharp, dude. A suit with an Orient Bambino, that's a great daily watch that you can wear in formal occasions. You can wear it daily. You can wear it on a date. You can wear it at work. You can wear it for an interview. Such a versatile piece. It's not really a sporty watch, but great watch. Felipe, favorite micro brand? I get this question a lot. I like Ocean Crawler. Ocean Crawler is technically a micro brand. I love that they offer a titanium watch for under $2,000. That's honestly pretty unique. But honestly, one of my favorite watches that I have that is a micro brand is my Boulder Expedition. That's a watch that before they emailed me and was like, hey, we would like to send you a prototype to review and see what you like and test it out. Before they even emailed me, when I saw some pictures of that, I was like, dang, it's kind of like a modern super compressor field watch. I would wear that watch. So I think Boulder Expedition, I think as far as micro brands go, Boulder makes very impressive, solid pieces across the board, and Ocean Crawler. And guys, I have no affiliation with those companies whatsoever. I've never been paid a dime from those companies. Okay, Oki says, oh my God, Oki, your thumbnail's so hilarious with that Fred from Scooby-Doo. Oh my God. He says, I want to buy my first watch for my 6.5-inch wrist. What should I buy? Guys, chime in the comment section, let them know. It depends. That's a very general question. I typically, like I said earlier, I'm not too concerned with the sizing of watches, but I would go in the 40 millimeter range if you're concerned about that. Maybe look at something in the 40 millimeter range. Depends what you want. Do you want a daily watch? Do you want a sports watch? Field watch? What do you like? I think for a sports watch, you could go SKX 013. I think you could go for kind of an everyday kind of field watch. I think you could go for a Hamilton khaki field watch. For a dressier watch, maybe an Orient Bambino. I think those are all good recommendations. What do you think, guys? Toby says Boulder might be my next Christmas present to myself. You would not be making a mistake there, dude. That is a great gift. Is Rainbow Rolex worth the hype? No. SNK 809 Illuminati says that's a great option as well. I believe it is 37 millimeters. So that's absolutely a viable option if you're concerned with the size. James says Jory is only allowed to endorse Rolex by contract. If Rolex ever asked me to work with them on a campaign of some sort, that would be crazy. I mean, dude, Ben Clymer designed a watch with Omega. That's so impressive, man. You got to give him props. That is very cool. You bet if a company asked if I wanted to design something with them, I would. That's a very unique opportunity. Did I like the watch they ended up designing together? Not really, but it's cool that he did that. I'm not silent because I'm ignoring you. I'm actually scrolling through the comments right now. Taekwondo. Bro, I'm referring to you as Taekwondo. You know who you are. He asks, do you own a watch with a tourbillon? I don't currently, because tourbillon is a complication that I don't see any real use in. It's kind of a superfluous complication that just adds a lot of expense to a watch. I think it's impressive engineering-wise, and I think it's cool to look at. It's kind of like a moon phase, although a moon phase, just personal preference here, I've been drawn to. I've always wanted a moon phase, so I acquired that Friedrichshafen moon timer. But a tourbillon, I haven't ever been drawn to for the sake of a tourbillon. If I hope that was a decent enough answer. Steven, shh. James says, the Jory Goodman limited edition deadlifter Submariner. Dude, if they could make a Submariner that was regulated and protected enough from the shock of like a weightlifting bar hitting the ground, that would be incredible. And I would totally love to have my name on like the box. Purpose of a moon phase. So some people argue that the purpose of a moon phase, from a practicality standpoint, if you are a seafaring person, if you know, fisherman, you're a captain, you go out on the water a lot, moon phases can help you anticipate tide. But here's the deal. The majority of moon phase complications are not used that way. Moon phase complications ever since, you know, the 30s have typically been reserved to luxury dress watches. And it's kind of, you know, you see those old vintage triple date dress watches with a moon phase complication. And honestly, the moon phase complication is very similar to a tourbillon because it was kind of just again, a superfluous complication that companies added for the sake of having another complication. So I hope that kind of answered your question. It's kind of like we can do this. It's an extra doodad on your watch. So, yeah. Do I consider the offset Christopher Ward logo annoying, Evan? I don't. I really don't. I don't get that caught up on the branding as some other people do. But again, a lot of people don't like it. So that's totally fine too. That is totally fine. What's the best dress watch to start off with? I would say a Cocktail Time if you want to spend a whole lot less. Orient Bambino, guys, come on. Great, great watch. I'm looking at some more comments here, guys. Brent Pounds asks, I'm considering a moon phase. Thoughts on Ball Trainmaster moon phase or Oris Arctics or the Frederic Constant moon timer? I'm obviously biased. All those are very good options, by the way, Brent, but I am much more impressed with the Frederic Constant moon timer. The issue is it's going to be very difficult to find one. They are not selling anywhere near gray market price anymore, and so to find one, you're going to be paying at the very least $1,500 to $1,600, and I've seen them sell for around $3,000 new. So it's going to be hard to find one. So if we take away the moon timer, another option for you is the Frederic Constant moon phase. Weil says, you are the best. Keep on, buddy. You're the best, bro. But the moon timer, the specific reference number I have, unfortunately, has gone up ridiculously in price. So to get to the answer to the question, if we remove the Frederic Constant moon timer, I think you could go with a Frederic Constant moon phase. But between the Oris and the Ball, I would go for the Oris. I think that complication moon phase is beautiful. Sam says, great glasses. These are Warby Parkers. I paid $90 for the frames and the lenses. Stephen Phillips, Seiko Samurai, not a watch I've seen you review. Why? I'm not opposed to reviewing one. Steve, I think you might be fairly new to this channel because on a few occasions I kind of offended the Seiko fan base, even though I am a part of that fan base. Kind of set them off because I told them that I thought the Samurai was my least favorite diver from Seiko, and I unfortunately still feel that way. Excuse me. Well, asks, what is your review of the new Apple Watch? I actually made a video about that recently. Not a fan. I don't consider it a watch. Himanshu says, favorite watch celebrity. That's a word I've never heard before. I'm not a celebrity, guys. I'm a normal guy. So let's get that clear. But I appreciate that. It's very flattering and I'm honored, but definitely not a celebrity. Sam Jacob, AP lover or hater? I'm not a lover or a hater of AP. What I will say is I'm not a huge fan of Royal Oaks, and I don't like that AP has pretty much been relegated to only making Royal Oak variants. It's kind of a bummer because they are more than capable of making other really cool watches, but yeah, it's only Royal Oaks. Bentley says you have 2 new super chats. I did not get a notification about them, so I'm not ignoring them. If you guys sent a super chat, please let me know right now, and I will answer your question gladly. Oris Aquis or Squale 1521? Oris. Oris, 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 Oris. Between those, Oris. Jack Purcell, do you have a favorite American watch? There aren't very many. Like, Ocean Crawler is based out of Rochester, New York, but it's probably, it's not assembled there though. So is it really an American watch? My favorite American watch are vintage Hamiltons that are truly American made. Come on, that's my favorite. Bentley says, ignore mine. I asked about the Royal Oak being overrated. Here's the deal. At one point it wasn't. And I don't know if it's overrated. It's just like, I'm sick of it. It's like a song that's stuck in your head and that's all you hear about. Like, it's what bothers me is AP is a very competent watch brand or manufacturer. They have the capabilities to make very impressive watches, but again, it's Royal Oak Offshore, Royal Oak Offshore Chronograph, Royal Oak Open Heart, Tourbillon, sporty Royal Oaks with these integrated silicone straps, this and that, blah, 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 carbon fiber Royal Oak. It's like, okay, guys, come on, let's do something else. Hans says, controversial topic, what actually happened with regards to TGV? I'm fairly new, so nothing's ever happened between TGV and myself. I've never interacted with him, to be honest. So I'm not sure to what you were referring. I've never interacted with him. So nothing. Oh, Himanshu says, I was asking about your favorite watch celebrities. I wasn't calling you a celebrity. I was asking about your favorite celebrities. Excuse me. I wasn't aware. Yeah, Jared says Hans, TGV, and Federico are the ones that know each other. Yeah, here's the deal, guys. Federico's been doing this for 4 years, I think. Because him, Hans, or I know Hans is his watchmaker, but TGV, Federico, and Theo and Harris, they all lived in like New York, I think, at one time together. So they all knew each other. I wasn't even in the YouTube watch community at that point. You guys have to keep in mind, I've only been doing this for about a year. It's been about 14 months that I've been doing this. So I would love to interact with everybody, but there's like, Federico's really the only dude in this space that I know. So I say certain things like, what was it? I said that I don't like leather watch rolls because they tend to be kind of vulnerable. I carry my watches in hard cases, and leather watch rolls tend to be marked up, and people were like, oh my God. It's so funny that he was, what did they say? Oh, shots fired against Theo and Harris, shots fired. Dude, no, that's not what's going on. I don't like it when people try to attribute the things I say and construe them into drama, because I know people want drama. They want that beef. They want that drama because it adds like a whole depth of like flavor to the watch community. Guys, I hope you should know by now, I am not a part of that. I am above the influence. I do not get into that. I could not care less about any of that. I talk with you guys. I cherish you guys. I love the conversations we all have together. I don't care about the stupid politics about, YouTube and all this stuff. Someone, who was it? Someone just asked, is this live? K55, is this live? Yeah, it's live, bro. Okay, campers, some different people are in here. We can kind of recap the topic. So, this is a recording, Valen says. We can kind of recap the topic. So, I started talking about, 24H says this is a computer simulation. Here's the deal, guys. If you're new, I actually purchase all of my subscribers and followers on Instagram, and then all the comments on my videos, I type up myself. And what you don't understand is I actually have another phone in my other hand, and I am writing these live comments as we speak right now. So all the robots sound off in the comment section right now, because guess what? I'm actually going to start typing right now. So everybody that's a robot, let me know. Come on, in the comment section, let me know. Yep, see, Meek, beep, beep. Watchbot 567. John Smith, bot here, black, beep, boop. See, Tim Lara, bop here, ong, robot, beep, beep. Gitmo just says he demands a pay raise. Looks like that robot has become too self-aware. I'm shutting him down. Good, yep. See, beep, beep, boop. 11010010101. We got bots from California. We got bots everywhere. Nick S, beep, beep, boop. Jory's the best, go, beep, beep, boop, boop. Clarissian says R2D2 here. Yeah, everyone's a bot. So here's the deal, guys. To recap what we were talking about earlier, Kasim says you don't pay me enough for this. But to recap what we were talking about today is certain groups, subsets of the watch community tend to be censoring other subsets of the watch community, and it is incredibly specific and consistent. You can measure and anticipate when it happens. So when you say you like Rolex, everybody and their mother can come out and say Rolex is overpriced, Rolex is just marketing at this point. When you say you don't like Seiko, people go, oh, every Seiko has a misaligned bezel. It's Japanese rubbish. And that's fine. But for some reason, when you say I don't like Invicta, the world goes crazy. And so it seems like there's the most resistance with Invicta owners and Invicta enthusiasts. Now, I had to do something I've never done before, which is comment in one of my own videos. I always comment in my videos, but I had to do something where I comment to clarify and almost apologize, because it was getting kind of heated in that live stream this Thursday where the title was Your Invicta Still Sucks. Guys, I don't hate you if you dislike Invicta. Like, we can still be friends. Like, it's no different than when one of my buddies says that he likes the New York Yankees and I'm a Red Sox fan. And I'm like, Yankees suck. And he's like, Red Sox suck. And we're like, oh yeah? And he's like, yeah. And then we just kind of chuckle about it. Like, we can still be friends and not like the same things. So it's, yeah. Nick S, never apologize for your opinions. Yeah, that's how I feel. I try not to, but I also don't want people to think I dislike them because they enjoy Invicta. All I'm saying is, for the same reason you're allowed to say you like something, you should be allowed to say you dislike something. And kind of what I wanted to recap today is that the whole reason for this channel's success, number one, is you guys, my bots that I pay for. But number two, I think all my bots are here because of my honesty, guys, right? I mean, you can I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, in your robot mouths, but let me know. Like, I think that's a fair assessment. The reason you guys are here, number one, because I pay you, but number two, because I'm honest, guys, and like, I wouldn't be who I am if I wasn't honest about things. So I'm not, like, how interesting would it be if every watch company I talk about, I'm like, oh, it's great, I love it, oh my god, it's so solid, this watch is solid, it has a Seiko movement, so it is awesome. No, that's so boring. I'm gonna tell you what I like and what I dislike. That's literally the whole point of my channel. I'm not trying to do anything but just have a conversation with you guys and let you know what I think. So, yeah, I hope that made sense to you guys. Interesting question. Michael Romero asks, T3, what factors do you consider when choosing your watch rank? Guys, by the way, it looks like I got another super chat, but there was Andrew Pereira. Did you send me, you sent me a super chat, but all it says is 10.00. I don't see any, like, I don't see any text with a question or a statement. Anyway, someone asked what factors, Michael asked, what factors do I consider when choosing a watch for the day? So just like I consider the climate or the weather, as silly as that sounds, because the weather will often dictate what I'm going to wear. So I'm gonna have to wear a jacket or a sweater that day. Probably the number one consideration is also what I need to do that day. So obviously if I'm going into a more formal occasion, if I'm going into like a business interaction, probably going to pick a dressier watch. Personal preference, you don't have to wear a dress watch if you don't want to. I have dress watches in my collection that I enjoy wearing. So I'll typically use a more formal setting as an excuse to throw on a dress watch. So I consider what I need to do that day. I consider the weather. If it's rainy, I'll obviously choose something a little bit more resilient to the weather. And sometimes colors I'll take into consideration. Like this is blue. I got some blue going on here. I'm wearing blue jeans. Also, there was potential rain on the forecast, so wearing a diver is always a good option when it's raining. Wow says, love from Egypt. What's going on, bro? Love you back. Daily Beater, have you ever owned or reviewed a spring drive? I've worn multiple spring drives, never owned one yet. When the Grand Seiko Boutique opened up here in Beverly Hills, I almost pulled the trigger on one. They took one out of the box for me. They took off all the plastic for me and they put it on my wrist. And I was like, I might leave with this one right now. But I had a different watch on my list at that time. And that watch was actually the Grand Seiko J14070. So I was like, I can either buy this Grand Seiko Snowflake, or I can use that money towards the J14070. And I went with the J14070 because that watch speaks to me a little bit more. The horological significance was important to me. I'm a huge Seiko fanatic, and that was, I really wanted that first Grand Seiko. Sam Jacob says, would you buy a Grand Seiko Snowflake? Well, Sam, I don't think you just jumped in the conversation, but I was literally just telling the story right now about how I almost bought a Grand Seiko Snowflake. Homer says, I like Grand Seiko because of the high beat movements. Yeah, very cool. Do I care for modded watches? If they're done properly. A lot of mods out there are not my cup of tea, but again, different strokes for different folks, guys. Ong says, really love your watch. Are you referring to this one or the J14070? Because the J14070 is dope. OKE says, I want to buy the Richard Legrand Odyssey too. But I have 6.5-inch wrists. Is it too big? I don't think so, dude. I think you could wear it, and if you like it, get it. Who cares, man? Jorge, hello from China. What's going on, bro? Okay, you just rewrote that question. I said, dude, go for it. Do it. It's not too big for you. Luigi says, answer my question, please. I'm with the kids. They don't believe you'll answer me. Your opinion on Corgo Black Bay, homage watch with the Miyota movement, LOL. Well, got some good news and bad news, Luigi. Good news is I'm responding to you. Bad news is I don't like homages or the Tudor Black Bay. So I'm gonna say no on that one. But kids, listen to Luigi, all right? Listen to Luigi, eat your vegetables, go to bed before 8 o'clock, drink your milk, do your homework, don't do drugs, and look both ways when you cross the street. Sam Jacob, why don't you use AirPods? Because I know I will lose them. And the beard noise is like my brand. That's part of my brand, dude. But okay, guys, we just hit 1 hour. So here's the deal. Here's what I want you to do. I want to thank everybody who's joined me today because, again, you guys all are the reason I'm doing this stuff. And I want you to tune in because tomorrow I'm going to be jumping on my Time Away channel. And I want to thank everyone who's entered the giveaway because I'm going to be announcing the winner on that channel because the people who entered the giveaway are over there on that channel. So tomorrow, we're going to see who won the Zelos Mako and the SNK 809. John says, announce it now. No, I'm going to be announcing it tomorrow, guys. So we're going to be doing that. And okay, I didn't know how to announce this one, but hear me out. There's 188 people in this live stream right now. So I'll just tell you. I'll tell you guys. Okay, I hit 10,000 followers on Instagram. I don't know if I should tell you. I'll tell you. I hit 10,000 followers on Instagram. Okay. I'm thinking about if I should tell you guys right now or not. I'm just gonna do it. I hit 10,000 followers on Instagram, and I'm giving away my Digituna. So there's another giveaway immediately. We're finishing a giveaway with 2 watches, and I'm giving away another watch. So again, it's thanks to you guys. You guys are the reason for me making all this content. So yeah, 10,000 followers on Instagram, doing an Instagram giveaway, giving away my Digituna. So if you ever wanted the SBEP003, could be you guys. So I will be announcing that giveaway in tomorrow's video as well when I give the winners out. And because it's an Instagram giveaway, I'm obviously going to have to announce it on Instagram as well because it wouldn't be fair to the people who are subscribed to me on Instagram if I don't announce it there. So if you're not following me on Instagram, it's The Simple Consultant. You can follow me _simple_consultant. And Bar Yochai says Israel. Heck yeah, man. Manyanim. What's going on? Shabbat Shalom. What time, Jorge asks? So I don't know what time I'm going to announce it. I might make a post. I might jump live also. Well, Andrew, he says no Instagram. I hate Instagram. Here's the deal, Andrew. I'm giving away the watch to my Instagram followers because I just hit 10,000 followers on Instagram. So obviously I need to reward those guys. I'm not going to, like, I would love to only do, I'm behind you. You look like a tree, bro. So that's why. So giving away. Cowboy says, can you answer my super chat? Again, dude, I didn't see it. What's your super chat? Let me know. Cowboy, let me know. I didn't get a notification about your super chat. I'm not ignoring you. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Don't tell anybody. Do not tell anybody. Why don't you just run a MySpace giveaway too? James, I don't know if you're being sarcastic or like passive aggressive. Here's the deal, dude. I reward the people that have been rewarding me and supporting me. I support the people who support me. So 10,000 people decided to support my content on Instagram. So I'm giving away a watch on Instagram. If you don't like that, if you don't like that I give away watches, then don't enter the giveaways. That's totally fine. And if you don't enter the giveaways, you won't win the watch. I'm not concerned about it. Papa Shark says, do I support my bots? Beep, 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 boop. Yeah, because Again, guys, I'm typing all these comments. So, oh, okay, Arnold, you're the man. He says, Cowboy Swami Super Chat was thoughts on Mudmaster GWG 1000 analog. Is that the triple sensor? Because the triple sensor is the one to get, in my opinion. The current variant of the Mudmaster. It is expensive, over $500, but that's the one to get. And see, what's the reference on my Frederikenstadt? I'm gonna type it in later because I don't have it on me, and it's like FC 330 blah 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 blah. It's some really long one, and I don't have it off the top of my head. But okay, we've already been past 65 minutes, guys, so I gotta go. But left you guys a little tidbit. I'm gonna be jumping on Time Away tomorrow, announcing the winners of the 50,000 giveaway, and then I will also be letting everybody know that I'm giving away a Digituna to you guys. So yeah, giving away a lot of watches, but again, it's all thanks to you guys. So love you guys. Thanks so much for spending your Saturday morning with me. Hopefully you had a good time. I had an amazing time. Again, always remember, I'm Jory Goodman, the time teller. I didn't invent time. I just tell it. Have a good weekend, guys.